Fight, 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 fight! Hello everyone, Memory here. Welcome back to Progression of Struggle, where I talk about lazy man's silver generation and how I make those silver evaporate. This is episode 10 and I have officially closed my farming business. It was great while it lasted, but I realized that there are a couple of nodes that became really good after some updates, so I need to free up some CPs for it. And also I realized that farming locks me into certain times of the day just to refresh the farm, and I don't like to be locked in like that. So now that foods for the workers are really easy to get, I have no worries to keep expanding my slave empire. I'll go through a few of these nodes that became valuable in 2020, and also some of the nodes that you probably want to pull the CP out, because they are pretty outdated. I won't be going through all of them, but I might make a separate video on nodes for 2020 later. We'll see how we go. But first, let's get into the RNG part of the video, because there are some huge gains this month from the RNG boxes. These boxes are just raining from all sorts of events, so I've got a bit more than usual this time. Enjoy.
What? What'd you get?
Man, we just got that out of Shack at $2.
Oh my god.
What did you get?
A tri-tongue grid!
Tongue deck?
Dog!
Okay, be honest. Just stick around at your house opening up boxes for
Under the table, sucking his toes.
Oh, that's huge, man. You gonna tap it or sell it?
I sold it.
Fucking pet that thing, replace your systems.
Nah, he got a Layton's, didn't he?
Yeah, I know.
Well, that was fun. This is actually the first time ever out of my 4 years in the game that I've got something good from these RNG boxes. Finally, it's my turn, and I'm pretty happy about it. A Tetneg would be better, but I won't complain here. Alright, let's talk nodes, and we shall start from Valencia first. Beforehand, most of the nodes here were mediocre at best, and they usually have high costs compared to the older regions, so I only invest in Valencia if I had some spare CP. But now things are a bit different, quite different actually. For example, the Freaka and the Date Palm nodes are now super valuable. Well, maybe not after everyone starts to use these nodes, but as for now, Freaka is selling for 1.8k and Date Palm is at around 2.8k. These nodes are super close to Valencia and each run gives you around 40-ish Date Palm or Freaka. In other words, they are around as good as the Honey node. No wait, I lied, they are actually better than the Honey node at the moment because the amount of Freaka and Date Palm produced per run is more than Honey on average. The Silk node on the side here is not bad as well, but if you are short on CP, you can skip this one. Same applies to the Elder Tree nodes. The wood itself is still trash, but the sap is going for around 12k. That means the node itself is gone from trash to tolerable. Next up, we have the Cactus node. This node is similar value to the Date Palm node. It also produces Cactus sap which sells for 1.2k, but it is a little bit further and a little bit more expensive on the CP side, so the pros and cons kind of just cancel each other out. Now, there are two types of node in Valencia that you should retract for CP if you're using them at the moment. And that is the Black Crystal node and the Opal nodes. Black Crystal used to be good because the Grade 3 Reform Stones were good crafting items to do for profit. But now it's just not gonna cut it, so it's sitting at the minimum price. Along with the low production rate and high CP costs, there is not much point to get them anymore. As for Opal, it's one of the materials to make the Manos gears, but again the low production rate and the high CP cost makes it not worth. Also, if you have invested in the Crescent Mountains, you can also consider pulling the CP out from there, since a Black Crystal is not worth anymore. I know there is a Titanium and Date Palm node, but the CP is way too high just to link to there, so I think it's not worth. Next up, we have the two Old Tree Bark nodes. The wood and sap themselves here is already a good reason to get them. I'm pretty sure most people who has a decent worker empire already has these two nodes, but in case you haven't, now the Old Tree Barks is selling for 15 to 18k each, which makes them into top tier nodes, so you should get them now. Next, we have the Pumpkin node and the Paprika node. Beforehand, they were selling at minimum price and you have to wait for weeks to sell them. Now they sell extremely fast. They might not have super high price paired with super high production rate, but the fact that they only cost 1 CP and close to town makes them great nodes to have. One node that can be taken out for more CP here is the Quint Hill Birch node. Yes, birch is for Kelphian crates, but its price has always been the lowest out of the 3 timbers for the crate. Recently the price has been dropping even more, possibly because more and more people are getting the new birch node in Current, because that node also gives you birch plank. So the Quint Hill Birch node, which costs a whopping 6 CP to get, is just not worth it. The reason why these specific materials raise their price is most likely because of the Imperial cooking and alchemy buff mentioned in the last episode. So if you can actually use them for doing cooking or alchemy yourself, you will profit even more. That's it for the nodes, and now we do some enchanting. Enjoy! Yay! Finally, I want to talk about two things that you can do to make some easy side money. First is the horn bows, specifically the black and white warrior horn bows, the white horn bows, and the Kriya horn bows. If you melt these, you get Trace of Origin. One of these horn bows costs around 17 to 27k each. One Trace of Origin sells for around 30k after tax, and you can proc up to 3 Trace of Origins and you also have a chance to get different types of pure metal crystals depending on which one you melt. And one of them is selling for around 100k each. And after some math, it works out to be around 15 to 25 mil per hour AFK activity, provided you can buy enough of them from the market to melt. And the only downside is that the process of taking the hornbows from the market warehouse is slow and painful because of the delay. Otherwise, this is one of the best semi-AFK activity out there. Finally, we have the Scorched Fragments. If you manage to snipe 10 of them from the market, you can make them into Manos accessories with a few other materials, which is on the screen here. The average cost of these materials is around 75 million altogether if you just buy them straight from the market and the NPC. And one Manos accessories is selling for 250 mil. I don't think I need to calculate tax and whatnot to show you that the profit is ridiculous. But the thing is, the Scorched Fragment is extremely hard to snipe, so just keep a pre-order up at all times to not miss out. Even if these Manos accessories don't sell in the future, it is still the best in slot life skill gear for now and probably for a long time to come, so you can always use them for yourself, there's no risk. Anyways, that's it for today. Like it if you subscribe, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.